Hi, Jason here. Today I want to take you guys on a brief tour of the hiking trails on Mount Seymour through all 4 seasons. Come with me.
This is basically an artistic video showing off all the different types of scenery at all different levels on the mountain. We can't cover the whole thing in one video, so we'll divide it into 3 sections: lower, middle, and upper.
This is the old Buck Trail at the bottom of Mount Seymour. This is the perimeter trail, somewhere in the middle, halfway up the mountain. And this is the top of Mount Seymour.
There's one main road that takes you up the mountain. It gives you access to nearly all the trails. As you drive up the road, in one day you can have all 4 seasons. Spring/summer at the bottom, somewhat chilly in the middle, and then winter at the top.
Out here on the west coast, BC, there is no difference between spring, summer, and fall. One minute it's spring, next minute it's summer, and then straight back to winter.
Okay, so let's begin our hike at the bottom of the mountain in the fall. Why? Because why not? This is just a suggested route around the bottom of the hill. One of the most popular trails is Bridle Path. It's a good starting point as so many others branch off of it. The bottom of the hill has the most number of trails. Another big one is Baden Powell Trail, which runs across the entire North Shore from east to west. I'm only hiking a small section of it here. You can do a big loop like this one in one afternoon and you'll get a huge variety of terrain, and you'll get a good workout. You'll come across roots, rocks, logs, and slippery sections. Except for a few months in the summer, it's almost always wet and muddy. But that's the way we like it.
This is the Bridle Path. It's really pretty in here this time of year when leaves all turn orange and yellow. Great place to bring your dog, or just let your mind wander.
You'll meet lots of people, dogs, and the occasional horseback rider. I always love the way the fog and mist looks in the forest. It's like you're stepping into another world. I also love how close these trails are to the city. Remember that all this is our backyard. So let's take care of it. Okay, let's switch to summer.
The trails at the bottom of Mount Seymour are heavily used. You got hikers, dog walkers, horseback riders, and my personal favorite, mountain bikers.
You'll come across lots of wooden bridges, pathways, and various structures, especially near the bottom. They're kind of an art form. While you're here, slow down and look around you at the scenery. The Bridle Path also connects the Seymour region to Lynn Valley.
Look at this old log ride. Supposed to ride your bike across that, but it's in disrepair. Those nails will shred someone's tire.
At the western end of Mount Seymour, you'll hit the Seymour River and the suspension bridge. A good place to stop and take a breather. Looks like a Bob Ross painting. There's a trail sign at the junction of Bridle Path and Baden Powell. Here's where you start climbing the steep stuff. The Baden Powell is known for its ruggedness. Meanwhile, back in winter at the eastern end of the trail,
I'm at the Baden Powell trailhead parking lot, and it's starting to snow. This place looks magical.
even driving up the road can be a mesmerizing experience. The higher up you go, the more fog you get. Okay, we're done with the lower part, now let's hit the mid-mountain trails.
You drive up Seymour Road, and right at the third switchback is this little parking lot, and at the end is the trailhead.
I'm hiking up the perimeter trail to Goldie Lake, then up to the ski hill, and then back to the car. Another nice loop. Lots of waterfalls in here.
You know, it's almost like this forest is seen out of a horror movie or out of The Hobbit or something. It doesn't look real. With all that fog and trees and mist, it looks so mysterious.
This is the perimeter trail in early spring. The snow was still too deep, so I waited a few more weeks and then came back.
Beautiful in here, but that bridge is a little treacherous, so I'm gonna turn around and go back.
In the mid-mountain section, you get a lot less bridges and wooden structures, and a lot more routes. When I finally made it to Goldie Lake, the ice had just melted.
Still lots of snow up here.
That's another Bob Ross painting.
Now on the way back from Goldie Lake, I got to be careful. There's a lot of snow on the trail, and the trail looks like this.
For an interesting winter hike, drive up the main road and park at parking lot P1. There's some short trails that branch off from there.
Starting to snow now. It's getting treacherous up here, but beautiful. A couple of hardcore mountain bikers up here, even in these conditions. Right on, fellas. Give her.
This begins our assault on the top of the mountain. To get a parking spot in winter, you have to book it online. Remember that the clouds can roll in quickly and limit your visibility.
Snow is really coming down here now.
P1 is a little further down the hill from the main parking lot, which is reserved for skiers and boarders. This was just a short trek around the parking lot. It's amazing how much fun you can have in here. Now there's a sign I'd like to tear down.
It's a nice day for a winter hike. It's not too cold. The sun's coming out. If you ever come up here, it's important that you have the right gear. I've got some poles with me and I got some spikes for my boots as well to walk on the snow and ice. It's also important to let somebody know where you're going and let them know when you're done so that you stay safe.
Here's a suggested winter hike from P1 to a good viewpoint. It's best on a clear day.
I'm not going to go too far, but I want to check out the scenery and hopefully get some good shots. It's a beautiful day today.
Silence. Solitude. That's why I come up here, to clear my head. Sometimes I have to.
Getting up near the top now, I can see the ski hill up ahead. That is one steep hill. Now plant the poles and take a look.
Nice.
I'm gonna try sliding down this section. That's fun.
Wait a few months for the snow to melt in the summer, and it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Now I'm going up the Seymour Main Trail to First Peak. You can keep going beyond that to Second Peak and Third Peak, and even farther. To start off, you can go right up the ski trail. It soon gets steep and rugged. The first interesting viewpoint you come to is Brockton Point.
And here we are, Brockton Point. Gorgeous up here.
Eventually you get above the tree line and enter a huge rock garden.
Those big cliffs there are the Suicide Bluffs. That's another hike I'm going to try to do.
Moving on from Brockton Point, the main trail takes you to the first peak. Take your time, as it's easy to twist your ankle.
Lots of big boulders through here. Gotta go up to that height up there. Lots of twisted roots through here too. Trail splits off here, going up to the first pump peak. Here's where the steep climb starts, up there.
Eventually, the trail levels off and you come to a wide open area.
Some really interesting rock gardens up here, all around. That's first peak, way up there. That's where I'm going. Okay, I'm on the last stretch now. I just have to go up there.
This is your reward, and like I said, this is just the beginning of what this place has to offer. Take your time and soak it all in.
Here I am. Made it to the top of first peak. I've only scratched the surface here. The trail keeps going that way for miles, over 2 more peaks, and even beyond that. There's lots more trails to explore at the bottom of the mountain too. So this concludes my tour for this year. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if someone like me can do this, so can you. So get up here.